What's up guys, my name is Davian and this is my first ever video repairing a smartphone. This is something that I like to do for fun because it's very cool to be able to look inside of a smartphone and see what is wrong with it and how it can be fixed. I have an iPhone 6s here with me which seems to have a broken back camera. It's completely unresponsive and the screen is black. The front camera, however, seems to be working perfectly fine. If you look on the back, you can see that the back camera glass is missing, which could be a reason why the camera is not working. First and foremost, we need to power off the phone. This ensures that nothing happens to you or the phone during the repair process. For the next step, we need to take our handy screwdriver set and unscrew the two pentalobe screws at the bottom of the phone bordering the charging port. After the screws are removed, put them aside for safekeeping. We will then need a suction cup, which you will place at the base of the phone near the home button. Using the suction cup, you will gently lift up the display just enough so that you can fit a pry tool between the display and the phone itself. After you have done this, you want to shimmy the pry tool between the display and the phone from the bottom and up both of the sides. Be careful not to pry too deep or you can damage something inside of the phone. After the display has been pried off on both sides and the bottom, gently lift up the display using the suction cup or just by pulling it with your fingers. Make sure when opening the display, keep it at a 90-degree angle to avoid damaging the flex cables that connect the display to the motherboard. This iPhone is missing the brackets that cover the flex cables to the battery and the display. If these brackets are present, you would use a regular Phillips head phone screwdriver to remove 5 screws at the top and 2 at the bottom to remove the brackets. The first step after opening the phone is to unhook the flex cable that is connected to the battery at the bottom right with our pry tool. This ensures that there is no power running through the phone. Next, you will unhook the 3 flex cables from the display and the fingerprint sensor at the top right of the phone. Now that the display is removed, you can set it aside, but make sure not to break it. Up here is the back camera and the flash module. As you can see, the bracket is present but is not screwed in. If you take a closer look, you can see that the flex cable is not attached to the motherboard, which means that it's not going to work. The easy way to fix this is to just simply reattach the flex cable and press down until you hear a click. You want to ensure that it is fully connected and not loose. Next, you want to reattach the display to the phone. It is easiest to start with the home button sensor, which is the first cable to the right, followed by the top cable and then the bottom cable. After the display is connected, you want to go back and reattach the battery. Be sure not to rush this as this cable is very fragile. You want to ensure it's connected by pressing down until you hear yet another click. At this point, you would want to screw the brackets back down, but since I don't have them, I'll have to leave them off. Before sealing the display back onto the phone, you want to make sure that everything is thoroughly connected. If it does not come on, something is either not connected or you just need to plug it up to a charger. I plugged the phone up, however, it still did not come back on, so I reopened it. When I looked inside, I realized I forgot to click the top display cable into place, so after disconnecting the battery, I made sure it was connected. Then, after reattaching the battery, we can check again. After holding down the power button, the phone powered on. When it comes back on, we need to turn it off again so we can screw down the display. With the phone powered off, we need to slide the display into the body of the phone at the top until there is no gap. Then, starting from the top, we need to press down on both sides all the way to the bottom until you hear a click and there is no gaps anywhere around the phone. Finally, you need to get your 2 pentalobe screws and screw them back into place at the bottom of the phone. Now we can turn on the phone to see if the problem is fixed. Now, let's open the camera app and the camera seems to be working perfectly fine. If the camera is still having trouble, you may need to replace it altogether. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something along the way. It would mean so much if you would like the video and subscribe because it really helps out my channel. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. See you next time.